Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we're going into the deep corner of the Marvel Universe as we take a look at The Punisher. And if you are enjoying these episodes, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new episode. Now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering The Punisher. This movie was released on October 5th, 1989 in West Germany, and then it had a US release on April 25th, 1991. It was directed by Mark Goldblatt, and it was written by Bozat Yankin. The production companies were New World Pictures, and it was distributed in the live home video for the US and premiere home video in Australia. The budget for this movie was $9 million, and it did a box office return of $30 million. But let's take a look at the production history. So Christopher Lambert was the original choice to play the title role of the Punisher, aka Frank Castle, but he would suffer an ankle injury early on shooting and would have to withdraw from the role. Another casting choice was going to be Nicole Kidman, was scheduled in a lead role, but withdrew for personal reasons. Filming would occur in Sydney, North South Wales, and Australia, thus the Nicole Kidman aspect of it. Dennis Dareth would compose the score at Warner Brothers Soundstage, and a CD soundtrack would not be released until 2004, but it does contain 22 tracks along with an interview with Dareth and the director Mark Goldblatt. So in terms of the cast, we have Dolph Lundgren, who plays Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. Louis Gossett Jr., who plays Detective Jake Berkowitz. Jerome Karabi, who plays Gianna Franco. Kim Myron, who plays Lady Itako Tanaka. Brian Marshall, who plays Dino Marotti. And Nancy Everhard, who plays Detective Sam Leary. In terms of the plot, when Frank Castle's family is murdered by criminals, he wages war as a vigilante assassin known only as the Punisher. So in terms of some legacy of this movie, the film was given a worldwide release except in the US, Sweden, and South Africa. The plan was to release in the US as of August of 1989, but because of financial difficulty of New World Pictures, and when they were sold, the owners were not interested in releasing the film. It would eventually be released in the US for the direct-to-video market in April 1991 under Lionsgate Films. And initially in 1990, New World had promoted Punisher 2, a second film, along with an X-Men animated series reboot film, but both projects were abandoned when New World Pictures was sold. In 2004, a reboot of the Punisher series would be released, starring Thomas Jane as the Punisher, but this was released by Lionsgate Films. In 1990, the video game The Punisher features images from this film, and finally, in June of 1990, a 64-page comic adaptation of the film would be released, and that was written by Carl Potts. So would I recommend this movie? Let's cut to the chase. This movie is terrible. It's no story, no plot, no character development. You don't even get to see the origins of the Punisher. He's just basically there as soon as the movie starts. And it's so confusing about who is the real bad guy, because you have the Italian mafia, and then you have the Japanese mafia, and they end up being war with each other. And then the Punisher is kind of caught in the middle, destroying both, but then he works with the Italian mafia. It's such a mess. Like, I could see what they were going for, especially with the release of Batman in 1989, kind of that darker comic book adaptation. But this, unfortunately, is just a mess, and it's hardly watchable. It's kind of we're going to start something new, and like, this is probably the worst movie on Disney+. This is the new #1 contender for it. I wouldn't even bother with this one. It's just horrible, especially when there's better Punisher movies out there. And there's the Punisher Marvel series on Disney+. So this one, just don't even waste your time. It is so bad. And I try not to be that negative on these things, but it's just horrible. Absolutely horrible. So thank you so much for joining us here on this shorter video of Disney Movie Investigation. If anyone has actually seen The Punisher, I would love for you to leave a comment below. But Again, I don't think that too many people have seen this movie. So as we look forward to more positive episodes, as we take a look at our next video, we're going to be taking a look at the musical Disney Channel original Camp Rock. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.